friends, it's me, Miss Oblaw, and Lissy, and we are here today, and we have our prairie dolls. Mine looks like Laura Ingalls, and what do you hold yours up? Hers looks like a doll that Laura would have had. The Prairie series is from stories from a long time ago, about 100 or so years ago, and how people lived in the pioneer days. And I like these lately because a lot of times they're trapped inside. They don't have a whole lot to do, just like us, right? Yeah, we have to stay inside too. How come we have to stay inside?
Because there's a virus.
Because there's a virus, that's right. So, and one time, Laura Ingalls had to stay inside for 7 whole months. It was called the long winter, and she didn't even have a TV. Can you believe that?
Yes.
Yes, and the grocery store was becoming empty. It's a really good read. But this one is about a boy, and it's called Winter on the Farm. Winter on the Farm.
Why people didn't have no TV?
They didn't have electricity back then. They didn't have TV. They had to use lanterns and candles, and they had to actually talk to each other. Yeah, that sounds crazy. Once upon a time, a little boy named Almanzo lived on a big farm in the New York countryside. Do you think it's summer in this picture?
Nope.
Nope. What do you think it is?
Winter.
Winter. How can you tell?
Because it got all snowy.
It's all
And
snow.
there's icicles.
There's snow and ice everywhere. Good. Almanzo lived on the farm with his father, his mother, his big brother Royal, and his big sisters Eliza, Jane, and Alice. Sit up so we can see. Eliza, Jane, and Alice. They all lived in that house. It was wintertime on the farm, and the air was still as ice. The farmhouse roof was covered with snow, and great big icicles hung from the eaves, and Almanzo and Royal hurried to the big barn to start their chores. So they had to go from their house to the big barn. The barn looks almost as big as the house. What do you think's in that barn, Lissy?
Horses.
Horses. Good call. Almanzo went first to the horses to touch their velvety noses. The horses all knew Almanzo, and their eyes shone softly when they saw him. How he longed to run his hands along their smooth necks, but Father didn't think Almanzo was old enough to take care of horses yet. Almanzo looks about 10 years old there, and horses are a big responsibility. That's probably why his dad didn't think he was old enough. So Almanzo put on a barn frock, and that would be something to cover his clothes, over his good school clothes, and went to help Royal make clean beds for cows and the oxen and calves and the sheep. They did not have to make clean beds for the hogs because hogs make their own beds and keep them clean. That's a little strange, I find, because usually when you say somebody's a hog, they're really messy and they eat a lot. But they said the hogs make their own beds and keep them clean. In one stall were Almanzo's own 2 little calves. One calf had a white spot on his forehead, and his name was Star. The other calf was bright red all over, and Almanzo called him Bright. Almanzo scratched around their little horns because calves like that. Calves is another word for baby cows. He's being so sweet to the baby cows. Next, it was time to do the milking, because milk comes from cows. Almanzo took his own milking stool and sat in Blossom's stall to milk her. Swish, swish, the milk streamed into the pail while the cows crunched their carrots and barn cats purred. Aww. Have you ever milked a cow? No, most people haven't. Maybe one day. After Almanzo was finished, Father said, "You're a good milker, son." Almanzo kicked at the straw on the floor. He was too happy to say anything. He was so happy because his dad was proud of him. Are you happy when your dad's proud of you? Yeah, and your mom? Yeah. Almanzo and Royal waited while Father took the shining tin lantern and made sure that everything in the barn was snug for the night. Then they walked through the cold night to the house. Almanzo was glad to get in the warm kitchen. There they are. First, Father, then Royal, then Almanzo took turns washing at the wash basin. When he was done, Almanzo parted his wet hair and combed it smoothly down. They're getting ready for dinner. And there he is. He's in the mirror. The kitchen was full of skirts swirling all around. Eliza Jane and Alice were hurrying to dish up supper, and Mother was straining the fresh milk. The salty brown smell of the ham frying was making Almanzo very hungry. So it looked like the boys worked out in the barn and the girls worked on housework in the kitchen. And this is their big family table where they all eat dinner together. Isn't that sweet? It says, finally, Mother brought the big platter of ham into the dining room and supper was ready. Father filled all the plates with food, and Almanzo's plate was the very last one to be filled because he was the youngest. It's nice that they all eat dinner together, huh? Do you like to eat dinner with your family?
Yes.
Yes. Almanzo ate the sweet baked beans and the salt pork. He ate the boiled potatoes and the gravy and the ham. Then he ate the bread and the butter and mashed turnips and stewed yellow pumpkin. Last of all, he ate a large piece of pumpkin pie. Almanzo felt very comfortable inside. That means his belly was full, huh?
Yep.
You like it when your belly's full?
Yeah.
Yeah. After supper, Father brought a big pitcher of cider and a panful of apples from the cellar, and Royal popped some popcorn over the coals in the iron stove. Mother knitted and rocked while Eliza Jane read aloud from the paper, and Alice did her sewing. Almanzo sat by the stove, eating apples and popcorn. That seems like a pretty good life, just sitting by the stove and sewing and making popcorn and eating. That's all I ever want to do. Soon it was time for bed, and Almanzo sleepily climbed the stairs. It was good to be a farmer boy. The end. Did you like that story?
Yep.
What was your favorite part?
The part where Alice was sewing.
Where Alice was sewing. My favorite part was at the end when they were all by the fire as a family. I really liked that. And I liked when he could milk the cows because that seems kind of hard for a 10-year-old to do, but he did a good job. So I'm going to see you later. Good night, all of my friends. I miss you. Hopefully we get to see each other again soon. It's been a long time now. It's only supposed to be a few weeks, but it seems to be getting longer and longer. But I'm enjoying my time with my family, my little Lissy and my husband. Mostly her, though. She's awesome. But we do miss you, and we hope that you're still watching these every night. Okay, love you. Love kiss. Bye.